Okay, so we are watching not GSLI or GLSI. We're watching APEN. It had really nice formations here. It's just we're on its last leg up and it's rejecting. So I'm kind of like, where does it really want to go at this point? I do like this support range here at 5, but if it breaks below 5, then we have our next support at right down here at about 490, 480. Let me see. We would have to break above this point though, 530, for it to look really good. And then we have to retest the 540 level and break above that. But pre-market high is up here at about 550. So let's see. We broke above that 528 level. Let's see if we can hold above. I'm kind of not feeling this one because I think it's going to have a false break just because of the 5-minute. But it could just curl and make a massive move. I don't want to take a trade. It's kind of choppy. I don't want to take a trade yet, so I'm for sure what this is gonna do. I don't want to just jump in like the other days. It's really choppy here. So we know we rejected the 540 level already, and that's coming all the way back down at 525. Popping up here. I'd rather trade its next 5-minute if I'm being honest. Huge sellers stacked at 38. A lot of them too. 45 as well. I do like that it's holding here though, if I'm being honest. Like I said, I'm expecting a false break. Not a huge mover at this point, so I would take larger share sizes or larger share position on it. Spreads were a little bigger right there, actually. Spreads were about 7 cents for a second. This one's pretty choppy. I could buy in here. It's holding 25 really well, but I think it's gonna get broken. I think they're gonna break through on 25 here. Up right there. I should have pressed the trigger at 27. Oh, well, I guess not. There's the break. So it broke below, but now I can't hold. I can't hold its lows. We still have this huge seller stacked up there at 38, 39. Broke its last 1-minute high there. This is too choppy. I'm getting in at 34. Made a huge mistake here getting in, if I'm being completely honest. 10-cent stop. As soon as I see it hit 24, I'm hitting the bid. That was a complete mistake getting in right there. I have to hit it there. So already down. That was a huge mistake. I knew immediately getting in that trade was a mistake. I didn't even look at the level 2. I literally just looked at the level. I literally just looked at the chart and then it just entered. So that's a big mistake, and it's a large share size. Meanwhile, VERU is looking really good here. Breakthrough 16. Below a million shares, but it's about to hit that level anyways. So already one big loser, $150 loser on APEN with large share size. Could watch for a pullback here. I was about to make the same mistake and get in just because I saw the chart once more. I gotta make sure I find the proper setup here. It just keeps costing me. I need to change it up. I can't just keep chasing the stock when it's making quick pops like that. APN just totally screwed me. Too choppy of a stock, man. We have our first 2 candle pullback. I want to take an entry here at 98. I might stop out already. 98 on the ask. 16. I want to see this break its last high. So 16. This could keep curling to the lows here, but my main target would be its last high. 87. I'm probably going to have to stop out with this one too. Where do I want to stop with this one? So yeah, I don't even know where I want to stop. There it is. Stopped right there. So 2 back-to-back losses right there already. A 20-cent loser with 500 shares. I'm not taking the right positions here. I felt like this one had a chance to pop. Got in way too early. Didn't buy a micro pullback on it or anything. Buying there again at 84. We're looking for this last high to break. See if we can break over 16 here. It's 95, 96. It's coming all the way back down at 84, 97. Not quite the break of 16 I'm looking for. 99. Selling there at 99. Canceling. Oh yeah, I was filled. I guess I was filled at 99. It's having a really hard time breaking 16 though. So that second trade was a nice trade. I want to get in again for a micro pullback here. Well, Jesus, man. See, that's what I get so confused. Like, I wanted to take my entry here, but I wanted a micro pullback. 1605 was the open. I wanted to get in for micro pullback because every single other time I got in just right away, it wouldn't have that same momentum. There's a rejection. So already these stocks are getting pretty choppy. I'd say high here is 1640. High here is 1640 as well. So we have a triple top here. But if we can break that triple top, then we have a lot of room up to 1750. I'm getting short here on VERU at 87. I feel like it's starting to break lower and its MACD's crossing here. The only reason I'm kind of nervous on it, let's see, if it break at 16, I'm completely out. It's 81. Need to break that 79 level like bad. It's gonna turn on me here is what it looks like. Another retest of 16. Candle's finishing pretty high, so there it is, 16. I'm gonna have to sell here for a loss. See if I can get filled on my exit. Not quite. Coming back down here. So it's kind of flagging here. As long as you can keep holding these lows, a double bottom there for a second. See if you can break the low. See if it breaks below 79. And then we have room up to 1550. Does it break back above 16? Still holding these. Try and get out here. Got filled there. Swap in long now. Above 16. So 1605. 1610 for a second. 1315. All the way back down to 04. Now it's coming all the way back down to 16. Stopping out there too, so I clearly can't understand this one. Flipped long. I should have sold at 15. I knew I should have sold at 15, but it was too quick. And now it's coming back down again. Stopped up for another loss there. So back-to-back losses on this one. We have one here, just bad timing. This one was a good trade. This one is short, came all the way back down, retested. I had to sell for a practically break-even trade. Oh, well, actually it's a 10-cent loser. And now I just sold for another about 8 cents of a loss. Now we're getting that breakdown. See if we get the final break here. Man. Having a hard time reading these stocks again. I don't understand where I'm messing up here. Okay, I'm done with VERU. We're gonna go to SFIX. Nah. APN. This one's done. PTZ. I didn't even know APN was easy to borrow either. Doesn't even matter because even this one that's easy to borrow. Well, VERU, that's weird. VERU was easy to borrow. I just seen it, and now all of a sudden it's not easy to borrow. I could have sworn I'd seen easy to borrow here. That's kind of weird. That's the only reason I shorted it. If it really wasn't, then I shouldn't have taken that short. I don't trust VERU at all. Pets doesn't look so bad, but I'm really upset with this APN trade. Like, it's such a bad trade. Oh man. So VERU's popping up here. It held the low and it couldn't reject. It couldn't reject the or it couldn't sell off here, so it's holding. I don't recognize any pattern here though at all. Like I really don't. I'm gonna have to wait for this to pull back. I'm not gonna chase VERU up here. It's probably gonna open with this next 1 minute, and then the next 1 minute's gonna break this high. I'm pretty sure. If not, we're gonna have a candle of consolidation, sideways consolidation, and then break that high. See if we can get some sideways consolidation here. I'd prefer sideways consolidation and not break this high, just because this next 5 minutes is going to open here, and it'd be a lot more better to have pressure going up on this next one. But let's see what it does here. Probably going to go without me. 39 by 39, so there's the break of its 10-minute high as well. Next 5 and 10 minute are going to open here pretty soon. We have another wick here. I was going to say I kind of want to get short at 38, but I can't trade it short because it's not easy to borrow. But like I said, I could have sworn it was easy to borrow, and that's the only reason I shorted it. But I guess not, so that's kind of weird. But definitely red on the day today. I would have to stop around my, well, really my first loss. That would put me out for the day. This one's so confusing. I can't tell if it's strong or weak or what, because it's just so choppy. It's like, to me at least, it's not easy to trade. This was an obvious move. I just wasn't able to see it. The move that I got in on, I was anticipating it on the candle prior, so that's why I went and bought it again. So that was a good trade from 83 all the way to 99. Then we finally got that break of 16. I wanted to get in here again, but I was expecting a micro pullback. It didn't even pull back, so I'm kind of just like, okay, never mind. VERU is about to cross its MACD, but I'm expecting it to break lower. I want it to break its 5-minute high here, 5 and 10-minute high. I think it can do it, but I don't want to get in for a massive false break. I don't recognize any pattern so far on any time frame, just besides the break of its last high. Maybe a bull flag setup here. It's kind of extended up here at this point. It's showing a lot of weakness. We're gonna flush through view up. So let's see what this wants to do here. I don't really trust VERU. This would have to break above this level here and hold for me to be interested. So right here we have resistance at 25. So it'd have to break above 25 for me to be interested. So now there's a quick snap above. Can it hold this range though? I'm gonna get long there at 28. I'm in a little early. We're at the 30-second mark. So I probably made a mistake getting in here. Nope, I'm gonna have to stop out if it hits the teens again. 20. Coming up to the last couple seconds here. It has to finish high. Nope. It's 28, 30. Gonna break the high of this last candle, 31. I'm in so high at this point. I'm gonna sell here at 31 to get out for break even if I can. There it is. And there's 35 now. This stock's really annoying. So I was 34. High of this candle's 38, 39 now. So now it's still holding. I just got in. I'm getting in way too early. Like every time I've gotten in on the stock, just about, except for this trade here, it pulls back so big on me that I don't even know. Like I hesitate because I don't know if my entry is a good entry or not. And it sucks. So I got out here at 31. Got in at, well, I got in at 25, I guess. Oh no, 30. It's flagging here on the 1 minute. See if it breaks its low here. Low is 22. If we can keep holding this little range here, this looks really good, honestly, for a next 1 minute high break, especially through this level here of 57. I'll give it that opportunity to extend that far. Getting in here at 34 for the next 1 minute. It's still holding its 30s, so am I actually in at 34? Yeah. So I'm in here at 34, looking for the next 1 minute to make its high, because it's holding the support line really well. So I'm gonna look for that next high is 40. Can we get the break of 50 here? 41, 42. Having a little choppiness there in the 40s. Cancel my order. 45 again. We break through 45 immediately. There it is. Can we break 50 though? It's getting so choppy at 50. I'm probably just gonna get rid of it. Huge seller stack there. I'm getting rid of it at 48. So a huge seller at 50. I'm not gonna bother with it. It broke its last high. I'm just gonna take it while I can. 34, and then I sold at 48. So I'm making some money back, but almost every trade is a loser on this one. MACD's starting to cross here, but with that big sell on the way at 50, I'm not gonna bother with it. The way it's chopping around up here, and it broke its 5-minute high, it needs to break its 10-minute high. It might just do it without me, but screw it. There's the break. So again, a couple candles in too early. What a nice break there. I missed it. So I had a good entry, sold at the very top. It's just this candle I wouldn't have bought here. It's just how bad it's chopping around. I didn't want to buy there like at all. I was still going for the 10-minute high break, but I didn't want to buy this. I mean, look how low it's finishing. Low is 37, literally hit 37 double bottom almost immediately. It opened at 38, so 1 cent of room. If I would have entered there and then it flushed all the way back down to VWAP on me, I mean, that's like a whole 30-cent loss. Like, was that even worth it? But why this is popping here the way it is, I have no idea, because it showed weakness here, here, here. The only strong candle was the one that I bought in on, because it actually held support. But it didn't even want to break 50. It was having such a hard time. It's been rejecting that level since back here. So 1, 2, and then we get this pullback, and then there's 1, 2 rejection candles, like dojis that don't look so, strong. Then you get another doji here, and for some reason this one just explodes. Like, why? And this one's just too choppy of a stock for me, I guess. Like, I'm having a hard time with this one. It made the moves I wanted it to make already, so I don't really trust it anymore. Nothing else is hitting the scans. We have RTYM or RYTM. This one is also easy to borrow. I'm not gonna short it down here. APEN. Yeah, this one's easy to borrow as well. Pets. KSPN. BHAT. TXMD. IS. GOSS. GOSS hit its 200 at 9. I don't know. Nothing really looks good to me. Actually, like GOSS in the 5-minute doesn't look bad, but it's 10 minutes gonna open here pretty low. So here's VERU again, popping up. Next 5 and 10-minute on VERU is gonna open up here. Could go for the break of 17, but honestly, I'm just not feeling this stock anymore. This is just way too choppy, I think. The strength is like so confusing on it because it seems like a really strong stock, and then it has like this choppy spike rejections, and then it pops all the way back up, and then it's just like back and forth, back and forth. Like I get in and then it just tanks, and then I'm like, well, am I in at the wrong time? Like, not necessarily. It's still on an uptrend, but I'm not in at the right time. Like this one, 1630. I did get in at a bad time, but I figured it was going to keep holding since it had held for a little while above support. So I was like, okay, since it's holding, I'll get in. If you can keep holding, maybe we can see a small spike here to 1636 or something, or 1640. And then the next 1-minute candle would open, and then boom, we could see that break of 1640 through 1650. I think this is dipping too far. That's recover above 55. Here we're back up. Should I enter on this next 1 minute though? I'm gonna wait for this next 1 minute. I'm not gonna chase this up here. Because I wanted to enter around 55, 56, but it didn't pull back anymore. So could have got in, but I didn't want to get in. And then this happens to me because this is literally the same move where I see it's holding, holding, holding. I get in and then boom. Because it could be duplicating this move right here because it's basically the exact same setup. But I want to make sure it's going to hold this level back in the 60s here. I'm getting in here at 60, looking for the high break. Above 65 would look great. Rejection, so selling there for a loss 51. So broke it slow there. So wasn't quite the last candle, wasn't quite a duplication of the last setup here. At this point, we're on our, I guess, third leg up. I can't even tell with this chart. But if I'm looking at the 5 minute, it's I guess one green candle, one red, one green, one red, one green, and then now one red. The only reason I want to take this one is because it kept holding, 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 holding. But again, same situation. I'm in a little too early because look, it's all the way back up now. Like, should I get in again for this next 1 minute? Or is this like completely on a downtrend? Am I following the complete wrong direction here? Is there an open low? I'm guessing I kind of see a downward trend at this point on this chart here. Broke it slow there. Really, I wanted to see it hold above 65, but I don't know. This is so choppy. It's so bad. I'm gonna wrap it up because I'm just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Like my biggest loser, if it wasn't for APN, I'd only be down 90 bucks. So I was in and out and in and out. We have $73 in fees here though. Jesus, man. So VERU, I guess I was green on it. I must have been green on it because it says that I'm really only down 18 bucks, but because of all the fees, if it wasn't for this last loser here, that actually meant I was green on the stock, which I'm surprised about because I've had so many losses on it. I had a big loss here. My intro to the stock was a big loser. This one's a really nice winner. The short obviously flopped. The long obviously flopped. So that's already 20 bucks in commissions, 30 bucks, 40 bucks. And then this one also flopped. 1 cent winner, which really it's a loss in commissions as well. So 50 bucks. And then this one was actually a big winner. It's 34 all the way to 48. So still wasn't as huge as a winner as it should have been. But it also shouldn't have been that big of a winner to put me green. But I guess it did put me green in this last trade because if it wasn't for this trade here, I would have been fine. But this trade, I guess, did put me green because I'm really down 20 bucks. And I know this loss definitely wasn't just 20 bucks. This was, what is it? It was a 500 share position with 10 cents. That was like a 50 buck loser. That was like $50 that I just lost in this one trade. Plus commission, so another 10 bucks, so about 60 bucks. So that must have meant I was pretty green on this one for a little bit until this last trade I obviously took. Which I find that so weird. I don't know how, but I mean, I guess I was green on it. Now I'm finished down 221. I'm surprised I'm only down 220. That's kind of weird. APN, just a terrible trade in general. Jesus, this is just a nasty rejection right out of the gates. And you know, just judging by how it held these last two candles, It had a massive rip, had a weird choppiness rejection here, and then it held and held again. So my idea behind it was, okay, since it held 2 times in a row, it must be pretty strong. So I want to get in on this next 1 minute candle to break its 940 high based on pre-market, and we can see this climb to 952. Only problem is that we had high red volume, and that's what kind of made me feel nervous about it. At the same time, though, it did hold 2 times, 3 times really. It held the level back to back to back to back. It's choppy, but it held. And that's why I decided to take a large share position where I took it for the next 1 minute open. I should have waited for a micro pullback, but I was anticipating this thing to just spike up and shoot through 940, 950, or 540, 550. Obviously didn't happen, and it broke its last 1 minute low. I said I was going to sell at 10 cents, and I sold at 12 cents of a loss. Tried to stop out at 24, but it just snapped at 22, so I just said, okay, I'll cut it. So that's why I lost really bad on that one. So VERU is finally rejecting. This one's kind of done. Like I said, I guess I could have saved myself from a loss here, really, on the short position, because I could have sworn this was easy to borrow, and that's the only reason I took that short. If it wasn't for me not believing that or not seeing that, I wouldn't have taken that short. But I guess this was a trade by mistake, so I'm gonna count it anyways because I took it. But really, that wouldn't have counted in the live account. I wouldn't have been able to take that trade if it wasn't easy to borrow. So let me see. SFIX, really nice climb here. So VERU, I gotta look back. I gotta go back and watch the video and see where I'm messing up. Why is it that I got in too early on some of these stocks? Maybe this wasn't the best entry back here, and that's why I decided to take the last one up down here at VWAP. I felt that this could pull back, but I figured it was holding so well, I might as well have taken the entry here in anticipation for the next 1 minute to make its high. Obviously didn't do it, so I decided let me buy right at VWAP, and then VWAP was the better buy. That was the time to actually get in. I didn't expect it to break so quickly on this next 1 minute though, for it to just shoot up and break that level. So I didn't get it taking another scalp through. Then we get a massive rejection. Because of that massive rejection, judged on based on yesterday. Oh well, not even based on yesterday. Literally the same move from yesterday happened to me here. I have a big red candle and I shorted it. Same situation, shorted it. Literally the next candle over. And in yesterday's setup, I said, oh, it's probably going to pop on me because of a massive red candle. Next thing you know, it does pop on me here. I decided to flip long. It goes, it hits 15, but it hits 15 so fast I couldn't sell. Like I want to sell, make sure I had room in 15 to sell. But no, it hit 15, then went back to 10, and then back to 7. And I was like, well, I don't want to undersell myself. So I decided to keep holding, holding, holding. And it was a big mistake. Came back all the way down to 95 on me. And then it starts like trailing above VWAP before we see a massive climb. I wasn't even watching it during this massive climb. But this would have been an amazing entry here if I actually took this trade. Low is 1605, high here was 39. So that would have been a really good trade. But I unfortunately wasn't watching it there. Then I get in this choppiness back here, expect it to hold the support line because that's what it was doing. And then, I don't know, I just couldn't do it. Like, reviewing the trades of today, I don't know what I'm doing wrong today. I can't tell if it's just VERU that's just choppy. Obviously, the first trade that I took on APEN, this just wasn't it. I thought it was strong based on how it held back here. So I have to go back and review and see where I messed up. I guess it was already its third leg up based on pre-market. So we have one climb, rejection, one climb, rejection. And this is our third climb. So I was kind of hesitant because it was our third leg up. It could have just rejected after two good climbs there, two obvious climbs. So that's why I kind of was feeling this might reject, but I wasn't so confident it would based on how many times it held support back here. 3-4 different times was holding support, so had really no reason for me to think that it was going to reject the way it did. Plus you had the MACD curling here, so that gave me even more confidence going into it. So it was about to cross, but obviously it couldn't do it, just rejected massively. QRTEB, this one's halted going up. I'm not sure what's going on with this one. It's on its 4th halt up. That's weird. Really light on volume though. And VERU, going back to VERU. VERU is just really choppy. Again, I get in and then it would immediately reject, and then it would start like looking strong, looking weak, looking strong, looking weak. It just did that too many times. Like it's just really choppy. This is a hard stock to trade for me. But it is what it is. So anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up because I keep rambling. We'll be back tomorrow. This is the biggest losing week I've had. Really, like I said, my first loss should have put me out for the day. That should have been it, but I decided to keep trading, try to make it back on VERU. Technically was up on VERU, but because of all these fees, it just didn't help me at all. So I'm gonna have to go back and review and see exactly what I'm doing wrong, because we're on a 3-day losing streak now after a 5-day winning streak. So we gotta come back and see where we're messing up. Maybe it's just the market, maybe not. Maybe it's just me. Can't really tell right now, but we'll figure it out. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.